Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Richie with iWeatherFirst, and we're tracking the tropics, and we've got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Very busy out there in the tropics. We've got Hurricane Helene, of course, out there in the Gulf. We've got Tropical Storm Isaac. That's going to be heading towards the northern Atlantic as it goes into the graveyard of storms. Not going to be any threat to us here. And we've got a tropical disturbance that has an 80% chance of developing over the next couple of days. Of course, we're going to monitor that as well. Here's the picture from space on the GOES-D satellite. You can see those three systems churning out there in the Atlantic. And let's talk about Hurricane Helene, because over the past couple of hours, it's definitely been going through this rapid intensification that we've been talking about. And you could see all those rain bands and winds extending outwards from the center of the storm over 400 miles, which is very interesting because we've only had this happen with 4 named storms over the last, over this century that have been this large in terms of tropical storm force winds. The first one was Irma back in 2017. There was Ike in 2008, Ivan in 2004, and Isidore back in 2002. Very interesting that these were I storms. This one's going to be the first H storm. So here is the water vapor satellite imagery. It shows the moisture from the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. Again, you can see those rain bands extending very far outwards from the storm, and that's why the National Weather Service has issued alerts for basically the entire state of Florida here. We can see hurricane warnings in effect for all of the Big Bend area. Then we've got a hurricane watch that extends down through Tampa and St. Petersburg, and everyone in South Florida and Central Florida, especially on the east side as well, has a tropical storm warning. We are expecting a landfall overnight into tomorrow with the system, but look at this. Look at these winds extending from the center. That red that you see there from the center, those are the hurricane force winds. Those are winds of 74 miles per hour or greater there. And the orange colors you see, those are the tropical storm force winds. Those are winds at 39 miles per hour or greater. And that's why the National Weather Service deemed it necessary to alert everyone in the state of Florida to this, because everybody is going to feel an impact from the storm. You may not get all of the winds and rain from the eye wall itself, but everyone is going to feel a part of this system. And we can already see that on our Doppler radar here. This is the Key West station. You can see the eye wall and eye moving off to the west there. And you can see those feeder bands from the storm pushing up through southwest and southern Florida, going up into central Florida later today. That red polygon you see covering most of the state there is a tornado watch that is in effect until 8 p.m. here. And it appears we may have some tornado warnings going in effect in St. Lucie County and Okeechobee County. And that's certainly something that we want to talk about here is because these feeder bands are moving so fast, the possibility for tornadoes are greater because of that instability in the atmosphere that it creates. So definitely want to keep an eye on it. Even though it's just a rain band moving through, it does have the potential for tornadic movement up there. So definitely make sure you're staying tuned to your radios if you have got a weather radio, or make sure you have weather apps downloaded to help you stay one step ahead of the storm. This is a closer look here. You can see those feeder bands moving on up. Homestead, Coral Springs, Fort Lauderdale getting on the moisture, as well as Cape Coral and Golden Gate as well. Here's the Miami station here. You could see that rain band just moving through Palm Beach County, Boynton Beach, Lake Worth, West Palm Beach. And this is going to be the story throughout the entire day today and potentially into tomorrow, as the feeder bands that are over 400 miles away from the storm are impacting the entire state. Here's a look at Panama City Beach right now. This is courtesy of EarthCam, and it's going to be definitely a different picture tomorrow as the storm gets closer to the Big Bend area. You can already see the waves kicking up here on the camera out there. It's 73 degrees right now. Winds are light, 10 to 15 miles per hour. But again, later today, that's when conditions are going to start going downhill for the area. Here's a look at Doe Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida. This is courtesy of WeatherStem, and you can see already the rains are out there and the clouds already from the storm as it gets closer. So here's the latest track from the National Hurricane Center. This is the 8 a.m. advisory. Strengthened slightly now, has winds of 100 miles per hour moving northeast at 12, a little bit faster, and now turning, making that northeastern eastern turn that we were anticipating. The pressure has dropped as well down to 960 millibars, so it is certainly getting a lot better organized, and it's getting stronger. As it comes closer over to the National Data Buoy Center network, you can see here those little red polygons here. There's one I want to touch upon this. This is the buoy number 42036. It's about 110 miles west of Tampa, and here's a panoramic picture I took earlier, and you can see the waves and the wind and rain out there. It's getting a lot stronger. They saw a significant wave height of 9 feet as the storm gets closer to the buoy and towards the mainland. So here are the impacts that we can expect from Helene. As we get into the later hours today, that's when those tropical storm force winds are going to start kicking up, mostly for central and north Florida. Of course, South Florida might see those winds again, but only with those rain bands. We're not going to be coming any close to the eye wall, so you don't have to worry about those stronger storms. In terms of rainfall, over today and into tomorrow, we can expect 6 to 10 inches of rain in the Big Bend area, Tallahassee, Panama City, 4 to 6 inches possible as well in Tampa, and 2 to 4 inches is also possible for us here down in South Florida, as those rain bands play a significant part over the day today. With all that rain comes a lot of flooding, and the flash flooding risk in the Big Bend area, at least 70%, extending outwards 40% as it extends outwards from the expected landfall of the system. And everyone in the state of Florida is going to have a risk of flash flooding today and into tomorrow. Here's a forecast of the wave heights, and as the storm approaches, we're going to be expecting 15 to 20 foot storm surge with this system here, all the way stretching from Apalachicola all the way down to the Suwannee River. 15 to 20 feet storm surge. Very impressive in terms of water there, the power of water. 8 to 12 feet we can expect from Tampa northwards up to the Suwannee River, and 3 to 5 feet all the way down southwest Florida towards Flamingo, 1 to 3 feet for the Florida Keys. This is the Euro model, and we can see here, courtesy of Windy, as we put this into motion here, Sarasota, Tampa, Cape Coral are going to be getting on those stronger winds later today, and that potential impact in the Big Bend. Here's a close-up as the storm comes through Thursday afternoon, now going into the evening, with a potential landfall overnight, possibly around Tallahassee to Perry area right now. But again, this could shift as the storm starts to wobble as it gets stronger out there. So this is the latest tropical update. We'll provide another update on the weather wall a little bit later tonight. Stay safe out there.